Hey, how's it going? It is Chris and Joy. We are out here for a walk. It is beautiful out. We actually finally have some warm weather. Thank you for joining us again. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. We're hoping to start gaining some momentum here. Today, we talked with one of our kids about moving apartments, and today's topic is about things we wish we knew then that we know now. He's on the other side of the United States, and they decided him and his roommate wanted to move to a different place. And the first apartment they had, everything was included, everything was set up basically. Well, moving to a different situation where they're more responsible for electric and some of the other things. Utilities. Didn't realize that, hey, we have to call ahead and make sure the power is going to be turned on. Oh, we got a first bat of the season too. Cool. Sorry, I'm like a squirrel sometimes. But anyway, so he's without power for a couple of days until they get out and turn it on. So it was timely, I think, based on the topic of when we were young and foolish. Now we're old and foolish is kind of our running joke, things that we talk about. But some things that I wish I knew back then, growing up as Gen X, you kind of have a tough skin with certain things, but your feelings can still get hurt. Things that you think are such a big deal back then, you look back now, it's like, well, it really isn't. So for me, I guess the number one thing would be worrying too much about what other people think. And as a kid, and especially when you're in middle school and high school, you really wish people would accept you. And a lot of times it's, you're putting too much emphasis on what other people say or think about you. And it's still hard. It's still hard as an adult. But you really take things to heart back then. And that's one of the things I try to explain to my kids, to not worry about it and just, you live your own life, you stay in your own lane. And everybody has their own things that they're dealing with. And just don't worry about how people look at you or do things to you or about you or say about you. Then there's other things, just, when you're starting out, you don't have any money, and just getting through the week, trying to make sure that you can afford all things. Man, I really, really wish, I was watching somebody the other day talking about, if you could start at like 17 years old, I'm sure if you were living in the 80s, probably had some type of a job, whether it's working at a store, working for a family friend or something, or just whatever you're doing for a job, taking just a little bit of money and putting it aside into some type of retirement plan. Man, I wish I had done that. Wish I had the guts to invest in some stocks early, like Apple and even Google, just putting something in. But just starting, the guy that I watched a while back, he was talking about just $100 a month, putting that aside. By the time you're our age, it'd be a huge pile of money for retirement. And I wish I knew then what I know now about compounding interest and how stocks work, and trying to explain to our kids now. It's like, man, put something away, just get started. And it's just it's hard to get them to understand how important it is. But just little things that, like, making sure you know how to set things up ahead of time when you move. And Joy was dealing with our son about this little situation. It's a little blip on the radar. It's going to suck for them for a couple days. But
Also, our son's an adult, so you have to let them make their own mistakes, right? And he has lived in 2 different rental situations.
Yeah.
It's just his expectation was that it would be the same as it was before, and he did not clarify with the rental agent that it's not the same.
Yeah. And, that's just, I guess, learning as you go and learning by making mistakes. And that's the tough part as a parent, is having your kids, make those mistakes when we've made those mistakes and we don't want them to do the same thing again. And, dude, someone is shooting like crazy. Which I don't think the mics are going to pick that up, but.
Again, we live in a really rural area, and a lot of people have target practice ranges on their property out in this big open space. And Zoe really does not like it. It makes it a little difficult to walk her. She wants to turn around and go back home.
She's doing pretty good today.
Yeah.
A lot of times she's more adamant about digging in the heels, and we kind of have to start dragging her a little bit.
She needs the exercise. We need the exercise.
Yeah.
So we have to encourage her to keep going even when she doesn't want to.
So what are some things that you can think of that you wish you knew then when you know now?
Well, I literally found out what the topic was going to be about 2 minutes before we started the video. But I wish I knew then how, I don't know what the right word is, taxing, stressful it can be to parent adult children. I mean, again, we have good relationships with our kids. Our kids are both working and paying their own bills and living in their own places. But like what you said, watching them make mistakes, trying to coach them through it, their point of view is different than our point of view. And I think we've been pretty conservative on the way we handle ourselves, the way we handle our finances. And they don't have that same discipline that we did 35 years ago when we were starting out. They want the now, and they want the fun, and they want to be able to spend the money, and they want the stuff that everybody else has. And we started out with nothing, and we knew we had nothing, so we were really conservative. Our favorite story is that we used to buy the 10-cent Kool-Aid packets to have something to drink in the house.
Yeah.
We wouldn't buy a 2-liter of soda unless it was on sale for 69 cents or about that price. We wouldn't pay $1 for a 2-liter of soda back in the day. And, now one of our kids buys Starbucks like every day. And, $6 a day adds up quickly. But like we said, they're adults. You can talk to them about it, but you can't make them do what you want them to do. So I guess that's the hard part as an adult, is respecting their autonomy, but still trying to get them to listen to your point of view and hopefully make some application.
I don't buy Starbucks every day. I don't buy Starbucks.
You're not a Starbucks fan for prepared coffees.
Nah. I like their brewed stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Mocho Loco Bull BS crap. The other day we actually stopped at a Starbucks. Our last video, we were at the beach just kind of scoping out different neighborhoods and different areas to see where we might want to live. And we stopped at Starbucks coming home just to have decent coffee because they didn't have it at the place we stayed at. And I'm just like, whatever the tall one is, the big one, the venti, the guy's like, a venti. I'm like, okay, it's venti is medium, isn't it? And
venti means 20. It's 20 a 20 ounce coffee.
That's right. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it's like the Paul Rudd scene where he goes through, this is actually Spanish for this, and this means this, and it's like, just say small, medium, large, and be done with it. So anyway, I'm going off on a track. I wish I knew back then what I know now about the cost of college, especially with our kids, just to get them to understand. It's like, you don't have to go to college if you don't think you need to. And at the very least, if you still think you want to go to college, do 2 years of community college.
Yeah, I wish we had done that with our kids.
It's college has become such an industry that charges such an unnecessary amount of money that, you know, kids can get into so much debt and trouble, and you know, there's no guarantee that they're gonna make the money to pay it back anytime soon. It's really, really bad. When they started making federally funded loans, basically guaranteeing the money, colleges just went nuts. And so, you know, they just started charging astronomical amounts. And I mean, man, we go to some of these colleges now and they're building these campuses that are just unbelievable. I mean, they're as nice as some resorts with the amenities and
these are state schools. To me, a state university should not be like a country club, like a resort.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw. Our kids are 3 years apart in school grades. So just in the time from when our first one went to when our second one went, they went to college in different cities. But the second experience, the housing, the amenities on campus were just so much extra, and we were paying that extra in tuition. We were paying
rec centers.
We were paying for rec centers. We were
Holy
paying
cow.
for parking decks.
These rec centers have gymnasiums that, like, you couldn't find a gymnasium or workout centers anywhere near as nice as some of these that are being built now. And just unbelievable, like multiple floors, jogging tracks, Nautilus centers,
and that's just
basketball,
the rec center
yeah.
for the regular students. That's not even for the athletic
Right.
teams, which has better quality
Yeah.
facilities.
So, yeah, I really wish both our kids, we had them at least do some community college just to kind of get grounded, get some of the classes together that they needed, you know, just get those credits knocked out. Flipping it around. I mean, just knock out the core classes so that, you know, they didn't have to spend so much time on the other stuff at these state schools. And, you know, I went to college, I went to a private college, and, you know, far from home, and looking at costs now, I don't think I could have afforded it. I think I would have probably just stayed home, and we never would have met, so there's that. But as far as other things, you know, we were pretty conservative with the house that we started with. It was a pretty modest house. It was new when they built it. So we were fortunate for that, but it was, you know, just a spec house. It's pretty basic. But like today, you know, these kids, they want to have these really nice big houses to start out with. And there's a YouTube channel that we follow that I was listening to him today. They started out in a 850 square foot house, and they raised 3 boys in that house. I can't remember the number, with 1 bathroom.
That's how it was coming up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
You had 1 bathroom for 4 people
Yeah.
in the house you grew up in.
We had 1 bathroom in the upstairs. We had a second area that was going to be a bathroom, and didn't get finished until I went to college. So it's like, great, thanks. But you know, it's what you're able to finish and take care of, and it's just how it was. You just make it work. I think I wish, for me, I guess the big thing is I wish we had more guidance on some of the pitfalls, the things that are important. I wish I had known back then the importance of not worrying too much about trying to stay loyal to a company. I know that sounds crazy because you know, I've been many years at a couple different companies, but looking back now, it's like they're never going to be loyal to their employees. You know, they're loyal for what they need in that moment for that particular time in the company's existence. And if things start getting tough, they'll just cut people left and right. And I think that's one of the things that this next generation is learning, that you don't have to stay loyal to a company if they're not gonna reward you for staying, because typically they don't look at longevity as a big thing anymore. And so that's kind of sad, because you have people that really want to do the job, do the work, and do something for the company. Oops. But you know, unfortunately, that time is over. I think a lot of these younger kids, that they'll go from one career to another. That's really how they advance. And
it's a different time, different era than when we came up.
Yeah, it is. You don't have pensions anymore in those companies that you know, they might have had pensions. Some of those are doing away with the pensions, or you know, can't continue them, or they you know, the company goes under. Anyway, that's kind of what was on my mind today. I think oh, hold on, we got a car coming. Oh, he's going hot and heavy with a trailer with a refrigerator strapped to it. I didn't want to.
He was in a hurry to get where he was going.
Kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, that's our video today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, as always, and thank you again for your time. Hope you are somewhere nice, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.